Hey, what is
Oh, they changed the song. That's good, eh?
it? That was quite hectic.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Hey, man.
Fantastic. Sorry, Skype just wants me to do some
Fantastic.
tutorials.
Let me see if this works. Can you hear me okay?
We hear you perfectly. Can you hear us fine?
I can hear you. It's a little bit quiet. Let me see if I can. Hang on.
A bit quiet. Maybe we need to get
It's a
louder.
little bit low, the volume.
That's interesting.
I can hear Warren real well.
And can you hear me? Is that better if I come a bit closer to the mic?
I can hear you, but it's a little bit.
Rock, can you just
jam up that
jam up the
button there.
volumes there? Maybe that should help. Both of them, yeah, as much as they can go. They're maxed there. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. We'll project. Yusuf, how are you, sir? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing very well. How are you guys?
We are fantastic. Sorry, we actually just got off the phone with the guys, Justin Ferrier and William Oberholzer for Team SA heading out to the World Championship. So we were just getting a quick update on what our amateur team looks like this year.
Amazing. Are they heading out soon to Bahrain?
Yes, very soon. They're heading out this week. We actually asked them when they
Friday,
leave.
huh? I
Yeah.
think.
So
Yeah.
they're on their way. They're getting ready to head out there.
That's exciting. It's. I love watching the amateur championships. You just really unearth some really stellar gems, and it's just fun to watch them come through the system when they turn pro eventually.
Yeah, fantastic. So, Yusuf, the bearing question is here for people that are tuning in. Who are you? Where are you from? And what is it that you do?
That's $1 million question. So, I'm half German, half Jordanian. Jordanian of Armenian origin, so a bit of a mix. I was born in Amman, Jordan, and then finished my schooling and everything between Germany and the UK. In my day job, it might be a bit boring. I actually work in the teeth business. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the brand Invisalign in South Africa.
No.
It's it's the alternative to braces that
Yes,
straighten
okay.
teeth. Yeah,
It's
those.
like an invisible
So-
plate that
Yeah.
that like straightens your teeth and
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks almost like a mouth guard, but it's 0.3 millimeters thin, and you switch them every 2 weeks, and they straighten your teeth over time. So that's my actual company. We are the Invisalign of the Middle East, and my mistress is MMA though, so I do the matchmaking for Brave on the side
brilliant. Where are you based currently?
in Chicago.
Okay.
Okay, fantastic.
Chicago's a ruthless city weather-wise, though, huh?
It's fucking cold. It's awful.
Well,
I'm telling you, so my wife and my daughter and I we're heading back to Beirut, where my wife is from, for Christmas on the 15th of December, and it can't come soon enough because it's already starting to really turn here. And by the time we're back, sort of around the 15th of January, it's miserable, to be honest with you.
Yeah, geez, and that's when our weather
Yeah.
is just becoming perfect. I
Oh,
think it's
it's
probably
becoming
like
beautiful.
25 degrees now in the middle of the night, so it's a good time. Here.
Oh man,
Not to make you
this
jealous.
time last year it was minus 26 Celsius here, so it was yeah.
So based on that, I assume you're not going to be in South Africa for the Brave card.
You know what? I'm definitely going to try. It's hard to make it to all the cards just because. So, for example, this month you have three in three different continents, and it's hard to make it to Romania, then Bahrain, and then to India. So I'm going to Bahrain. I'd really like to come to the South Africa card, not just because I think it's a really cool card and there's some good fights on there, but also because it's one of those bucket list items. I've seen an MMA show in Brazil, I've seen one in Japan, I've seen one in the US, I've seen one in Abu Dhabi, I've seen one in Jordan. I'd love to see one in Africa. So
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
So obviously, Yusuf, there's some blaring questions about Brave and the return to South Africa. 2018, I don't think it's any secret that it wasn't the way. It wasn't the right representation of Brave, especially from our side, from what we saw. There was a lot of mistakes made that we felt as a MMA fraternity. So how hard is it now from your perspective as a matchmaker that's got to look at this card and say, look, things maybe didn't go the way we wanted to last year. We really need to get that respect back from South African MMA fraternity or the MMA community, fans, fighters, and everybody involved. How hard has that been facing those problems?
it's a good question, man. And you know what? You're absolutely right. Last year was definitely not like I don't think anyone wants to go through that again.
Sure.
From the fighters to the staff to Absolutely anyone involved. So honestly, I didn't think we'd come back. And I try to limit my role to where I just focus on, I try to not get involved in anything unless they say, okay, we're going to this city, this is a date, go build a card. Because it's easy to get lost in doing a million things with the promotion. Sure. So when this one came around, I did have a chat with everyone internally saying, guys, okay, if we're going to go back, it cannot be like last year. We need to pick a suitable venue. We need to pick suitable fighters. We need to, God, I guess I can say this. We just need to not be dicks about it.
Sure.
I think that's
Frankly.
the best way of actually referring to it.
Yeah.
The counter promoting thing, I think, was a huge factor. You had a big, it was a big weekend, and
it was stupid.
South Africans are very loyal to their own brands, and it just
rightly so.
And it just seemed also like the venue was quite a peculiar venue. Even the local organizations have struggled in those venues. So it just seemed like a very peculiar situation, and it kind of like deflated all the momentum that Brave had built, that they finally come into South Africa. Because like Al and myself, we wanted to go to Brave, but we couldn't go to Brave because EFC is the biggest thing on the African continent at the moment. Yeah. So it's but you put it the best way.
That, and so I've never been to the country. I only found out about an hour ago that you don't have daylight saving times. We were supposed to be on an hour ago. So let alone when the where the venue is or when the holidays are, etc. So it was a learning experience, and definitely I'd like to think that this year. Well, first off, we're in a different city. It's a different date. We have fighters from the city. Now, I think you just saw Dan Shields fight, so he'll definitely be on that card. I'm hoping he gets Steven on as well, depending on what happens in his fight. So Steven is nuts. He's always up for it. I'm just waiting for his fight to happen and him to come out hopefully injury-free, and then we could rebook him right away. So I do think this year, and on a personal level, I'm making a big effort on making, trying to set things right, at least where I can, which is with the fighters. So I'm trying to get everyone as busy as I possibly can now.
Sure. Brilliant.
Our SA guys, yeah.
Sure. In terms of building that card, you mentioned now that there's going to be local guys on that. So how difficult has that been to try and? I mean, you said you've never been here. So I mean, we've had brief chats in the past and things like that. The first thing I wanted to ask you, you guys changed your date. And this was something that I was thought it was quite interesting when the date initially was starting to be rumored, like the 16th. It was kind of, okay, it's not going to be the same day as EFC, but it's nearby. And automatically the first thing that came to mind, because I know me and Warren are suckers for Fight Week. We the guys that are watching Embedded, watching the interviews, watching face-offs and that sort of stuff. So the second you're putting that timeline in, you're kind of losing all of that. You know what I mean? Because you're going to be overshadowed by the main promotion in South Africa, and then it's going to kind of end, and then you're like, okay, Brave started now. So firstly, I think moving that fight card a week earlier gives you that week before to build it up as well, which was a smart move in the end. So what actually initiated that change of date first off?
That's a good question. I think a lot of it was venue availability. Unfortunately, with booking venues and booking locations, sometimes it's so last minute. It's so last minute, and it's kind of like, hey, okay, you've got 4 weeks to build a card. You got to figure it out. So I think a lot of it this time around was the venue availability, and definitely the holidays coming up. You're not just competing with the EFC, who put on a great show. You're also competing with Christmas, and
sure.
Christmas always wins.
And actually, the peculiar thing is that EFC have done cards on public holidays in Durban, and they historically have done very poorly. Unfortunately, South Africans aren't they won't go to an MMA event on a public holiday because it's very much a family. It's very much a family day. And so I think the move was a great. Was a great.
It was a good call.
Great call. Yeah.
To be honest with you, when I first heard about the date, and because it was so close to the Dricus Lazar fight, I just thought, God, why don't we just co-promote? let's just do one kick-ass card. They can put their best guys, we can put our best guys, and let's just do one massive card to end the year. And I think that sets a lot of good precedents, not just with the SA MMA community, but also with all the other fighters that, hey, you know what, guys, we're not here to stir the pot. In fact, we're here to put on good fights, good shows, get more fighters involved, get more fighters busy. And it's just another opportunity for fighters to compete.
Yeah, sure. So did you test the waters with the co-promotion idea?
Did I test the waters? I mean, I've floated the idea internally with mixed results, and I did get a message from Graham from EFC. So we've been talking back and forth because obviously they have a lot of athletes at the moment, and some of them are from Durban. So we were seeing if maybe we could get some of them over on our card. And I said to him, hey, you know what? Next year, I mean, the decision is way above my pay grade, but next year, why don't we do a show together? If it were up to me, and I think if it were up to Graham, we should do that. I think we could put on something terrific.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Yeah, geez, that would be insane to see, man.
I mean, Romania was just a co-promotion, right?
Yeah. Romania was a co-promotion, and pretty much we only had 4 fights on there. So if you see my eye wandering off here, I'm actually watching it on the other screen.
No,
Danche looked really good.
Yeah,
Nikolai looked really good. Benoit is someone I'm really super keen on. So yeah, Romania was a co-promotion. Now the next one is Bahrain, which is a full Brave card, and then India, another full Brave card. SA, another full Brave card, and then I think we have Saudi, another full Brave card, and then we have one that has not been announced yet on the 14th of December. But that's a co-promotion. So one more co-promotion to end the year.
Okay, brilliant.
Just to go back to what we were saying, and I think me and Warren have been proponents who have gone quite hard at it about Brave, and then I think last week or the week before we were kind of saying that the strange thing is that a lot of the negativity from South Africans towards Brave is actually not just because it's not the promotion. It's not Brave puts on big shows all over the world, and this was something I wanted to reiterate, that the shows are big all over the world, and I mean, you guys are reaching territories unknown that has never seen MMA before and doing it successfully. So the problem was obviously coming here. Now with the opportunity to get back, the question here is, what can you tell us about this card going that we're going to see in Brave? Obviously, I know matchmaking is intricate and release times are quite intricate, but what sort of fights can you tell us we can expect to see?
Is this live?
No. It'll go out 2 days. Okay.
Then let me actually pull it up right here whilst we're talking, because I don't think they've announced it yet, but we can kind of dabble. So
just feel the waters.
Yeah. Let's see. So, I mean, definitely Danshil, especially after that performance, I'd love to get him on.
Sure.
I have not booked an opponent for him yet, purely because, you just want to see how his fights went.
Cool.
And if he came out unscathed, and it certainly looks like it, I'll definitely be having a call with his manager tomorrow just to make sure. And then we'll definitely get him on that card. The same goes for Steven. Let's see what happens with his fight in Bahrain, and then we'd love to have him on as well. I can tell you that we also have Mzwandile is going to be on there, and he is going up against Jeremy Smith.
Okay, that's
good.
That's a big fight, actually.
Yeah, that's a cracker.
Yeah.
Jeremy is like an old dog of South African MMA. He was like one of the pioneers. I mean, everyone definitely enjoys watching him
against the viral
and
sensation.
one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Against the viral sensation. We searched hashtag Diaz shortly before this. We were looking for the cut R, and Mzwandile Hlongwa's video is still popping up under hashtag Diaz. I don't know why, but it's still going. And it was posted like an hour ago. So it's crazy how viral that dude has gone.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane.
But those two, I think Mzwandile needs a comeback, and Jeremy as well. He's just had a rough run, and I know he's had some health issues previously. So now he's saying that he's fully ready. So that's what I'm excited for. We also have, let me see, Nkosi will be on there.
Yeah, the future
against Ian Cleary. I'm not sure if you know Ian. He's from SPG. He's from one of what's his name? Connor's striking coach, Owen Roddy.
Owen Roddy, yeah.
Yeah. He fought previously with us in London at bantamweight and lost. So Nklosi is actually going down to bantamweight for that one.
Okay.
He's, after his last fight, he said he feels more comfortable at bantam, and I tend to agree.
He's
There seemed
I
like
think
a massive size difference in that last fight. I mean, that Brazilian look.
Yeah.
Was it the Brazilian
Thick
fight,
as a
right?
snicker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, he was
Yeah,
beast.
Caio Gregorio. Disclaimer: that is one I did not book. That's one.
Who booked that one?
that was done last minute. They said, hey, we need Caio on the card. He's from Belo Horizonte. We need someone to fight him. And Nklosi took the fight, and that was not one I booked because I made my opposition to that fight very well known internally. That was just too much too soon for Nklosi, especially if you're trying to put him up.
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
Who else do we have? Ibrahim Mane is back against Kevin Ruart, who just won in European Beatdown. Ibrahim, I think he was on the season of The Fighter.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes. He was a finalist.
He's there. We have Jamil Chan coming from Holland. I don't know if you guys have seen him fight before, but he's similar to like Joe Lozon. You will always you will always watch a Joe Lozon fight because it's just crazy shit's going to happen.
Yeah.
Jamil is the same. Someone who's just, really aggressive striker. He's going up against Amin Ayoub, who's making his debut with us. Amin was previously the UAE Warriors lightweight and welterweight champ. He's now signed on board with us. So that's one I'm really excited for. We've got Martin De Beer. He's fighting.
Nice.
He's fighting against Jairus Dea from Cameroon by way of Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
Who else do we have?
Our producer Rourke's giving us funny looks because he recently lost the grappling match to Martin De Beer. So he's...
Yeah, but you know what? He probably deserves that. As far as I know, he just keeps on ripping off kids' legs.
Exactly. Everyone knows it, bro.
It's globally known.
You little bugger. Hey?
Yeah, I suppose that one was fair.
Stop ripping kids' ankles, bro. We're actually going to tell Martin De Beer next time to take your ankle.
He took my
He
arm.
took his arm.
Yeah, I think his arm is still sore. Nice. Martin De Beer is a massive addition on the Durban card. He's
that's a good one. Yeah. We have Dimitri Fogg is coming back against Jason Culverwell. So there's those two will be on the card. We have one that I can definitely confirm to you in a couple of days. I'm just waiting for a few things to fall into place. But the main event, I'm sure you guys must have heard rumblings. Mr. Hanekom is coming back, Superman himself, to fight for the inaugural middleweight title against Daniel Gaucho, who I'm not sure if you saw his KO. He fought with us in Brazil. Another super aggressive. Yeah, that's a really good one. I'm really, really looking forward to that one. I think it'd be interesting to see how both guys approach it. You could definitely say that Chad has more ways to win, is the more cerebral fighter, especially with Coach Kwan in his corner. They're very, they're very big on game planning and strategizing. And Gaucho is just a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's a great little card so far.
That is a good card.
Yeah.
And
then two more to add there, but once those are finalized, I'll be sure to let you know.
Cool. Was Chad Hanekom the immediate choice in your head to headline that card?
100%. Anywhere in South Africa, it could have been. Chad is from Joburg, but I don't think that really matters. I think he's the most seasoned South African athlete we have. He's on a nice little run. He just beat an 8-0 guy.
Sure.
For me, it was a no-brainer for him to headline the card.
Okay.
Brilliant.
And Yusuf, from your point of view, obviously you've decked out a card. You've put a lot of research into it. You've put a lot of work into the details of how you've built that card. For people who are a little bit unfamiliar, what would you say they can expect from this Brave event in its entirety?
I don't know. Good question. I think the fights are really good. I think they're evenly matched. I think it's going to be 10 to 11 fights. Nice card, not too long. It's going to be a really good show, really good event. I know the whole crew is going down, so the commentators, Carlos, of course, will be there. The fights I really expect are going to deliver. I would say if you're in Durban, you should definitely go by.
Fantastic. And I think even if you're close by, get in your car and drive down. It's a couple of hours from Joburg, so it's not too bad. It's like a
Absolutely
5 to 7 hour drive, depending on how you
45-minute flight.
drive. Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? Honestly, if you guys can make it, it'd be amazing to have you there. So
Warren's just been invited to an 8-man invitational jiu-jitsu competition. So I think it might just be me soloing it.
Okay.
So actually, Rourke also, even after he broke 2 kids' ankles, has still been invited to this competition. We don't know how.
I haven't been invited.
Oh, haven't you?
No, I didn't crack it.
But
Well, we know why now.
Rourke definitely wants to get on the photography team for Brave.
Yeah, got that.
Yeah, if Brave's looking for a gangster photographer, we've got your man.
Amazing. Man, no, it'd be amazing to have you guys there. I think it's going to be a good show. I think it's kind of like a Control-Alt-Delete for us in South Africa. Let's do this again. Let's get off on the right foot. Let's do things right. Let's do things like how we know we can. And I'm really excited. You know, I think this is going to be a good card, and I'm sure when we come back again next year, it's going to be even better. So let's keep trucking.
Are you guys considering? Have you considered a destination for 2020?
No. I know if we do come to SA next year, it'll probably be close to this time again. I think the team is still working on finalizing January, February, March. So no location yet.
Definitely Cape Town.
But I guess we've been to Joburg, we've been to Durban. Maybe Cape Town is next. Who knows?
Fantastic. Yusuf, thank you so much for your time, man. That's exciting news.
Thank you.
I think that's going to bring a lot of excitement when guys get to hear those fights. I think that's a great little fight card in the making there.
Definitely.
Some massive lineups.
Thanks a ton for having me on. I'm a big fan of the show. Alistair knows I don't miss an episode. I think what you guys are doing for SA athletes is awesome. It's great to see coverage on everyone wants to cover the UFC, everyone wants to cover Bellator, PFL 1, but support your local MMA fighter, and you guys are doing that, so that's awesome.
Thank you so very much. Appreciate that, and have a good time, and hopefully we'll see you.
You guys have a good start to your week, and congrats on the World Cup.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Yusuf. Ciao, man.
Ciao. Bye bye.